Hi, Ted here from Crokinole, Canada. Today I just wanted to show you a selection of our discounted boards and what a discounted board really means. So I'll just start with this one here. This is a gold standard and it was a display board, and so it received some nicks on the frame. A couple little bumps because it was a retail display in a retail store. So there's a little bit of some nicks there. And it also received some bumps on the plane surface there as well. So with all our discounted boards, what's important is that you check the description to see what the blemish is. And I can say with confidence that most blemish boards are just for aesthetics. The appearance of the board has been affected somehow. But usually the play is not affected. If it is, we'll state whether the play has been affected or not. But most of the time it's just appearance. There's one blemish board with a little nick on the plane surface, and that board probably would affect the play, maybe a little bit, very slightly. Now this one here, it has a little vein in the wood. It's almost like a natural tiny hairline crack, which would not affect the play. This piece would slide right over top of that. So there wouldn't be a problem with this board. It's just that the appearance is affected, but it's not a major defect. So that's another blemish board. And then you get some more serious cases of defects, like this one, where the plane surface is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this tournament board's plane surface. The only issue with this board is that the frame during shipping was banged around, so there's quite a few nicks in the frame. If you look here, you can see there's some nicks there on the frame. I'll bring that up closer. So you can see that, yeah, the plane surface is great, just the frame has some issues. And let's try this one here. This one is a very minor defect. Plane surface is perfect. Just on the back right here, when trying to wall hang it, it got scratched by some screws. So there's just two little scratch lines on the back of the board. So it's actually a very minor defect on this one. And then even for like a high-end board, you'll have natural defects. Like on this one, there's this kind of a vein type thing near the surface. So it affects the appearance, but it's natural. So some people wouldn't even consider that a defect. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bump, but it still wouldn't affect the plane surface, like the actual play. So it's a perfectly good board. It's beautiful. Now this one is an interesting one because my manufacturer will send me these boards and say that they are not defective because of this patch. This patch is actually common to all plywood. It's if there's an actual growth in the wood, then they'll knock that out and they'll fill it with another piece of plywood. So it's actually called a plywood patch, which is common to plywood. So it's actually considered not a defect, but we consider it a defect because it affects the appearance of the play. And there is a tiny little bump, but again, your discs are just going to roll right over it. So yeah, would be a great board. It actually looks really nice, except for that little patch. And then I'll show you one more board. This board here is a used board. So we put our used boards as defective or in the discounted section. It's an antique board, so we'll sell this for the lowest amount possible. This is somebody who wants a board for extremely inexpensive rate, and yeah, it's an old board. And it's made of chipboard, so it's not that good of a board. But with a little bit of Crokinole powder it would play just fine. So you can have a lot of fun with it. You can put powder on it and it would still work great. So that's kind of an overview of our discounted boards. Discounted boards, we price them according to the defect. So if the greater the defect, the greater your discount. So you can look and see how we've priced it, but you can be assured that they are lower priced than all our new regular boards. Thank you for watching. You can see all the discounted boards at crokinole.ca, and then just navigate on your navigation menu to boards and then discount. Have a great day.